A visit to Gladstone's land, an addition to the historical series Monroe's Journeys.
Good day to you all. I'm here in Edinburgh today on the Royal Mile. And today we're going to visit and talk about Gladstone land. Now, Gladstone land is a surviving 17th century tenement house situated in the old town of the city of Edinburgh, Scotland. It has been restored and furnished by the National Trust for Scotland and is operated as a popular tourist attraction. So here we go, folks. We'll kick off. I'll show you the building from here because it's construction work happening on this side, and then we'll move over and get as much footage as we possibly can. So here we go. Here we are, folks. Gladstone House. And the building is very, very old. It's 17th century. There was once talk of demolishing it all, but I'm glad they didn't. The National Trust stepped in and saved the building. Cost quite a bit of money to do it, but it was well worth it. It's now a tourist attraction. We'll go around now, folks, and take a look round. Here we are at the front of the building. As I say, we'll get as much footage in as we possibly can. Quite a tall building. Welcome to Gladstone. There's a plaque here. Trading since 1501. I'll go slow so you can read it. And we can do as we usually do, folks. You can pause if you want to get a decent read of it and take it from there, okay? The stairwell there leading up to side entrance of Gladstone's house. The door is there. National Trust for Scotland badge up there. They were responsible for restoring this magnificent building to the situation it's in just now. Gladstone land. Mr. Muir's refreshments, tea, coffee, ice cream. Probably what it would have been like back in the day. There's your opening times there. We'll talk a bit more about this eagle that's in the centre. Well, here we are, folks, at the entrance here. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the Gladstone land. Gladstone's land is a surviving 17th century tenement house situated in the old town of the city of Edinburgh. It has been restored and furnished by the National Trust for Scotland and is operated as a popular tourist attraction. Early owners and tenants. The land sited at 481 and 483 Lawn Market was originally built in 1550 but was bought and redeveloped in 1617 by a prosperous Edinburgh merchant and burgess. Thomas Gladstone's and his wife Bessie Cunningham. The work completed in 1620 and includes elaborate painted ceilings. These were later covered over with plaster, but are uncovered today. It's prominent sitting on the Royal Mile between Edinburgh Castle and the Palace of Holyrood, and the extent of its accommodation mark out the affluence of its mercantile owner. Today, the restored building allows an insight into varieties of Edinburgh life of the period. The cramped conditions of the old town and the physical size of the lot meant that the house could only be extended in depth or in height. As a result, the house is 6 stories tall. Fairly tall building. Gladstones resided on the upper floors and let out parts of the building to an assortment of tenants of different social classes, including another merchant, John Riddoch, and his wife, Margaret Noble. A knight, James Crichton of Furnished, and a guild officer was also there. John Riddoch and Margaret Noble were merchants who kept a shop and tavern on the bottom floor of the house. Isabel Johnston was their servant and ran the tavern on their behalf. There are records of her purchasing large amounts of alcohol, John Riddoch for resale, something that was common for servants at the time. Riddoch died aboard ship in November 1632 in sight of Leith, and his will lists the kind of goods they sold, including raisins, figs, ginger, sugar, candy, laundry starch, and smalt, cinnamon, licorice, and clay tobacco pipes. Andrew Pringle had the shop after Riddoch, while his servant Alison Hume managed the tavern. By 1636, Gladstones shared ownership with the merchant and ship owner David Jonkin, and their tenants included 2 lawyers, Andrew Hay and John Adamson. David Jonkin had been fined for breaking Edinburgh's market regulations in 1624. When it was discovered he was buying imported food in Burnt Island to profiteer during a famine. He supported the Scottish Covenant in 1639 by selling firearms to the Earl of Argyll and buying a warship in Holland. William Struthers and witchcraft. In the 1630s, Gladstone's land was also inhabited by William Struthers, an Episcopalian minister at St Giles Cathedral. He was a prominent member of the Church of Scotland and a supporter of both James I and Charles I. Struthers played a role in the trial of Marion Muir, an accused witch. Marion had been accused of witchcraft alongside 2 other women, Helen Hamilton and Marion Lumsden. After unsuccessfully being evaluated for a hypochondriac disorder, Struthers heard one of several possible confessions. Now we'll go restoration as a historic building. In 1934, the building was condemned and scheduled for demolition until it was rescued by the National Trust for Scotland. Under the auspices of the Trust, restoration of the building was carried out by the architect Sir Frank Mears, in consultation with the Ancient Monuments Department of the Ministry of Works in Edinburgh. Original Renaissance painted ceilings were uncovered in the process. Today, the restored premises offer a glimpse of 17th, 18th and 20th century life, with open fires, lack of running water, and period decoration and furniture. At ground level, there is an arcade frontage and reconstructed shop booth, complete with replicas of 17th century wares. This would originally have provided shelter for the merchants' customers on the left of the building. A curved stone four-stair with iron railings leads from the street to a door at first floor level, which we saw there earlier on. The sign above the entrance to the building displays the date 1617, and a gilt copper hawk with outstretched wings, which we saw earlier on there. Gilt copper hawk with outstretched wings. Although not an original feature, the significance of this is that the name Gladstones, notice I pronounced it Gladstones there, it's an old Scottish pronunciation for Gladstone, Gladstones, is derived from the Scots word gled, meaning or a hawk. By the late 18th century, Edinburgh's old town was no longer a fashionable address. Increasing pressures from population growth encouraged the flight of the affluent from the cramped conditions to the developing new town. Today, visitors to the city can contrast Gladstone's land to the Trust's restored example of a new town residence, the Georgian House at number 7 Charlotte Square. Gladstone's land today. Gladstone's land was closed between February 2020 and May 2021 for a 1.5 million restoration. It now has a museum on the first, second and third floors, with an ice cream parlour, cafe and retail space on the ground floor and holiday flats on the upper floors. The museum showcases the lives of merchants, tradespeople and workers throughout 500 years, with options of daily self-guided visits and guided tours, including speciality tours, tables through time, food in Gladstone's land, a history of tea, medical tales and intimate lives, the history of sex and desire in Edinburgh's old town. So there we are, folks, that's an insight to the Gladstone land, the house, the original house. If you can think about it, it was originally built in 1550. So it's still here after all these years. And was brought and redeveloped in 1617 by a prosperous Edinburgh merchant and burgess. So there we are, folks. It's a little bit of an insight into Gladstone's house. So hope to see you all on the next journey. Hope you enjoyed the visit here to Gladstone's house. TCSS, take care, stay safe. If you like the videos, please subscribe. It does help the journeys go along. Until the next time, bye for now.